Hey guys, it's another review brought to you by the American Traditional Citizens. Today we have the Glock 23 safety checked and the M&P full-size 40 caliber also safety checked. I've already done a review on the full-size M&P and I don't really want to go into too much detail on what gun has what because it's pretty much the Glock has the slide release on one side, the M&P has ambidextrous slide releases, the M&P has the reversible magazine catch, and the Glock is just for right-handed shooters only. The trigger guards are a little bit different. The trigger system or trigger safety is a little bit different how it's set up. But you guys can look at that on some of my other reviews if you want. The takedown is pretty much similar, so I'm not going to get too much into that like I said. The Glock's capacity, the Glock 23 is a 40 cal handgun. It holds 10 in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber for 11 rounds altogether. Whereas the M&P holds 15 rounds plus 1 in the chamber, so 16 rounds altogether for the M&P. The ergonomics on the M&P, like I've described before, I feel are an A+, at least for my hand, and if not, you have the 3 removable back straps to pick from to help better custom fit your hand. I feel like Smith did a pretty good job on the ergonomics of this gun. This one's got the thumb safety on it as well. And something to note, it's got the universal rail. This Glock is a second generation Glock, so it's a little bit older. The Generation 4 Glocks do have the removable back straps, and I want to point that out so no one jumps on my case here. And there are a bunch of different textures for the Glock. But this review is mainly for the purpose of, I wanted just to show the size and capacity difference between these two guns. The Glock 23 has a 4-inch barrel, whereas the M&P has a 4 1/4-inch barrel. And as you can see here, the Glock is on the top. The M&P is not much longer. I'm lining up the slides here pretty much as good as I can. M&P is just about a finger length longer here, 1/4 of an inch or so. The width is about the same. The only thing is the Glock is a little bit more square. The Glock is on the right here, M&P on the left. The slide is a little bit more blocky on the Glock. Let's see if we can do a length from the top view here. Okay, the M&P once again is on the left. Alright, the Glock is a little bit shorter, but for the grip, we're going to line up the slide here and the beaver tails. The Glock is only a little bit shorter, and for that extra round capacity, I'm definitely going with the M&P on that. It's only about maybe a 1/2 of an inch longer grip on the M&P, and I'll even put these empty magazines in here so you can see what it's like with the magazines in. And once again, doing the best I can lining these up. The M&P is on the bottom, you can see the Glock is on the top. It's barely noticeable in the length on the grip. So, just something to think about if and when you are comparing these two sizes. And also to note, the Gen 4 does have different features than this, but like I said before, just going for size comparison strictly here. Something also to note is that the M&P's grip is a little bit more rounded and contoured to your hand, whereas the Glock is kind of a little bit more brick-like. I know a lot of people will say it's like a block or, you know, a brick even. So yeah, it's pretty much, I mean, and the grip angle as well on the Glock is a little bit different than the Smith & Wesson. And we thought that Glock was going to change the grip angle in their Gen 4, but they didn't. And I don't know why, because I know a lot of people that always complain about how they're pointing at the floor with these Glocks and their grip angle. And the M&P's is a little bit less angular in that sense. Something else to note, that the M&P, you can tell when there's a round in the chamber via the, when you look in here, you'll be able to see it. The Glocks doesn't have any chamber indicator. When it's loaded, you have to know whether it's loaded or not. Also, the M&P has a little bit of a beaver tail, helps manage the recoil a little bit more, back on target a little bit faster with the M&P, at least for me. The Glocks doesn't really have a beaver tail. For carrying these two firearms, I would, either one are a great choice, and I'm not gonna discriminate between either, because each gun is not the end-all be-all solution for everyone. The M&P might be right for some people, not for others. Same goes for the Glock. The Glock might work better for you, then that's the one that you need to pick over the M&P. What it comes down to is personal preference, and hopefully you guys can go to the range and try both out right next to each other, because that's really probably the best way to decide which one is better in your hand, the features of it, and all that, is to shoot them right side by side.